Okay guys, here we are, fundamentals, second week here for the online stuff. We are going to start with a very basic and important drill. Man, so basic and so important though, that even when our fighters warm up for fights, like UFC fighters, we start with some pummeling, okay? And because it gets the body going, gets the body moving. So this is a very important drill, understanding how to pummel. Let's first talk about why it is we're pummeling. The reason that we're pummeling is what I want on Professor is I want to get to this side clench position, or at least, at minimum, 2 under. So the double underhooks is such a massive advantage for the person that has it. So on both ends of that, I want to get it, so does he, and you can turn this into like this cooperative drill type thing. So for example, Professor and I, we're both going to take our right hands and we're going to put it in each other's armpits. Our head is going to be away from the pummeled hand, okay? So both of our heads are on our partner's pummeled arm. The way you do the drill of this, guys, is you count it out, okay? You say 1, 2, and then switch. We back our chests up, we wave our hands on top, our heads switch, and we are pummeled on the other side. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. Now you can speed it up with just a 1. 1, switch. 1, switch. And now just a switch. So you can just constantly switch. Then the better you get, a little faster now, the faster you can go. Back to slow. So notice, guys, that's a cooperative drill, okay? If I want to go fast, but he wants to go slow, it doesn't work. So whoever you're doing this drill with, make sure it's much easier to start with the counting. That way you both start at the same speed, okay? And now we can go practice 1, 2, 3. So after you've practiced that a little, guys, what we are going to have you do is one person will then pummel to the double underhooks position or the side clench. So this is what I'm saying. We'll do 2 cooperative pummels, and then on the third one, it will be just me. So, for example, so here we go. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. And now it's just me. 1, 2, I pummel and win the position. We back out, and then it will be his turn. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. And now it's just him. He pummels and wins the position. So just a way to start to see what it is that you're actually accomplishing along with the drill. Okay guys, so let's add some self-defense in this. The way we're going to start is one of the most basic old school jiu-jitsu things that you see. It's the punch defense. Okay, so Professor Alex is this big bully, okay, and he wants to beat me up. Now, just from my vantage point, from a perspective that I have, is man, if I have somebody that I'm dealing with jawing at me, yada yada, the second I do this, the second I put my hands up like this is on. Yeah. And it might not have to be. So even when this person is doing whatever they're doing, for me, look, I like to stand here. I get in my stance. Look, I'm a right-handed fighter, so I do have my right leg back, okay? My hands are up, but they're open, a very non-aggressive. I can be like, yo, homie, man, can we talk about this? And then he says no right now, but maybe he's going to be nice. Maybe he's going to say yes, right? And then we can be like, all right, bro, all right, cool. Have a good night. My bad for the miscommunication. Right. Rather than, yo, homie, can we talk about this? Now it's definitely no. There's no way it's not no. So, hands up, leg back, okay? So that maybe he says yes, like we did a second ago, but maybe he doesn't say yes, that we can talk about it. He wants to punch me in the face, okay? Look, let's be super clear. One of my first striking coaches, Dwayne Ludwig, always told me, he's like, look, leaning back and closing your eyes is not the way to go. Especially the close the eyes thing, because it hurts just the same. Eyes open, eyes closed. Doesn't feel any better. So keep your eyes open and try to go forward. So what do we say? Here comes this big haymaker. I'm going to go in. My head is going to go to his chest, and my hands are going to go inside. Now from this position, he has opened up his armpit over here. I'm going to pummel like we just practiced, And I'm gonna lock the side clench just like last week. This is all just a review now from here. We've all done this from last week. We push with the head, we bump with the knee, and then we spin them out. Step them down. Professor gets his hands in, bridges, hips out, steps, replaces the guard. My feet are on the hips. He pushes, up and base. Now I'm the bully, and he's the jiu-jitsu fighter, okay? Here I am, he gets in his prayer stance, ready to go. I throw the punch, inside, sets down with the side clench. I adjust my hands, bridge, hips, step, push away, up and base. So guys, let's remember, after the takedown, right, Professor passed the guard with the punch defense, we can always add some one-on passing with the guard, right? And then add the get-ups, okay? So don't forget to that, if you have a partner and feel comfortable with these drills, to add these one-on pass the guard drills in. Guys, so here we are. We're gonna look at maintaining side control and going to the mount this week, okay? The biggest thing with the maintaining of the side control, there's a couple of, it's not the biggest thing. There's a couple of very main points. One, if you just move your hands for a second fast. I want my chest to be right on his chest, okay? I don't want to be really high up in the neck, and I don't want to really be low down on the belly, okay? So, just the chest pressure. I want chest to chest, okay? The second thing that I have to worry about is I have to do something with blocking his hip, okay? I don't want to be just laying on him like a total wet blanket, because he can just easily turn towards me and put me back into the guard. So, something has to block this hip. It's either got to be my hand or my knee. There's two different ways to look at it, okay? If I am on my knees can do it, okay? My chest is on his chest, my left knee is in the hip. That means my left hand has to be in and pinching, over and pinching his other hip so that I have a wedge in place so that it's hard for him to start to move his hips out. He tries to move his hips out and I can follow, I'm pinching. If I'm just loose right here, look, he moves the hips can turn, he can move his hips and hip out. When I'm on this knee position, my other hand is in one of two places, under the head or over the head. If it's over the head, I'm always pinching back for most of the, always. If it's under the head, I'm always grabbing and pulling in. The biggest mistake that we make when we're under the head is we lose this idea of chest to chest. I take my chest and I move it over towards his shoulder a little more like this, because I think that this, I'm gonna give some pressure, okay? This gives a lot of pressure, okay? But from here, especially somebody really big, he can grab me and start to pull me over the top when my pressure is not correct. The second reason I don't like that big drive is because, again, we talked about it last week with the front choke. When we did this to somebody, right? I can't do anything from the big drive. I have to release that. So when I'm here and I can be driving all the way, there's nothing I can do here other than drive really hard. If I want to do anything, I have to release it, and then he's going to wait for that, and that will be his time now to get out. So always chest to chest, no big drives. Excuse me, sorry. The second way that we can be situated is with long legs, okay? This is the heaviest way. So what am I saying? My legs just went out very long here. But again, now it has to be my hand over here because I cannot have my hand on this side because I've opened up the space. So my hand has to be blocking, and here I am in the side control position. So those are the two ways, okay, that you're gonna hold the side control. The way we're gonna start to really orient ourselves with that is we're gonna do a basic pass of the guard, okay, and then get ourselves in a good side control, because that's where this is gonna start. Professor, I'm gonna be in his guard. I'm gonna grab the knees. I'm gonna pin. I'm gonna push his legs to one side. I'm gonna jump around to the other side. He's gonna lay flat, and I'm gonna orient myself chest to chest. First, long-legged, And now we're gonna bring our knee in, making sure that the knee comes in first, then the hand comes over, and then I scoop the head, and I'm on my knees. Professor's gonna perform a very basic escape. If you don't know it, look, we'll go over it tomorrow, hopefully, okay? But it's just a bridge, a hip out. He puts me back in the guard. I stand, pin, legs, hop around, he's flat, start long, knee, hand and pinch, control the head, arm in. 1, 2, 3. Okay guys, still day one here. The most important thing with side control is realizing that it's the same on both sides, okay? He has one side and the other side, and you have to be able to move from one side to the other side. Actually, spin your head this way, Professor. Okay? And legs straight, so you can see. So, from this position, guys, look, sometimes I will be in side control, and Professor will start turning towards me, okay? Where, look, his turn towards me can be the start of his escape. This is the way he has to turn to escape. Whereas, I'm just gonna demonstrate, I'm not gonna do it correctly. Turn towards me again. If I were to be on his other side now, this would be the start of what? Him giving me his back, okay? So the rotating around the head side to side is a very important thing. How do we start to make that happen, okay? So here I am, I'm either long-legged or short or on my knees. We're gonna start, guys, without him doing anything. I'm just gonna demonstrate. So I don't want your partner to be doing any motion. I was just explaining why you might want to do this, okay? So, from this position, I'm gonna sit on my hip and face his head. From the head face, look, I'm squeezing here and my hip is still squeezing. Step over his head so that both of my knees are touching the shoulders. Now, the next thing that happens is this is the side that I'm gonna go to. My elbow is gonna pass over the hip, switch my base, and then pull my knees back through. One more time with the head facing this direction, and then I'll show it the other way. Okay? On my hip, over the head, both knees touch the shoulder, one arm on each side. Move the elbow from the side where I'm gonna go, switch, pull my legs through. Fast, spin your head the other way. Here we are. Face, leg over, knees on shoulders, arms on each side. Move elbow, pull leg through, side control. Putting it all together with a pass. He escapes. I stand. He grabs one of my heels, puts his other foot in like a hook, sweeps me over, hops up. His turn now.